In October of 2023, we built a new high tunnel. Inside that space, we were able to triple our food production compared to food being grown outside. Because of the incredible results we've had with growing food in the high tunnel, we decided to add one more high tunnel to our garden space.
Okay, I'm out here by our existing tunnel, and we're gonna put a new one right here where this black tarp is. We've laid that down so the grass doesn't grow and so we can have a good area to put the new one on. We waited till October so it would hopefully cool down, and then ironically I'm out here on probably, well, the hottest day this week so far, so we waited for nothing. But that's okay. The ground's really dry, so we're just basically gonna prep the corners. Becky wants it 6 feet down from this other one, so there's a gap in the middle to just at least walk and do maintenance. Just gonna basically lay the string line, square everything up, and get it prepped to then start pounding ground posts and get it up. So every step just kind of takes a little bit of time, and we're just gonna get it done, knock it out. 97.5 feet, 96.8. When my dad was here last time, we laid the string out where this new tunnel is gonna go. So that's already been done. We're gonna put in the corner posts and then kind of re-stretch the string around those so we have a straight line to pound all the posts that are gonna go in between there. We're gonna try to get as much of that done today as we can. Let's try to get to 18, we should be fine. 30, okay, we're good. 12 more inches to go and we're already hitting rock. So sledgehammer's a little too heavy for these kids. We're gonna try one of our T-post pounders, see if that does it any better. We're getting these ground posts in, and we love Arkansas soil for one reason. It's incredibly rocky and makes it really fun to pound ground posts in. In our place, we can get ground posts in about 18 to 24 inches and then we hit solid rock. What that does is that leaves a little more exposed above ground than we would like. I'm going to correct that a little differently than I did on the last tunnel. On the last tunnel we did, the ground posts had swaged ends, which look like this. So it's tapered at the end. If this is the ground post, you put the ribs on and it just kind of slides on like that. Like done, you just put you put a screw here to kind of lock these together, then you're good. Key difference with this other tunnel that we got, because we're working with the Natural Resource Conservation Service High Tunnel Initiative, I had to use a cue card for that. As part of the requirements for that, we needed some larger ground posts, which were 1 5/8 versus the other ones that are this, so you can kind of see the difference. Now what happens is we pound this in the ground. There's no swaged end. So this is just gonna slide in like that. And so I'm gonna put like a nut and bolt stopper right here. So it basically has a place to like stop and it'll lock there. The other thing that it's gonna allow me to do, since there's no swaged end above ground when this is pounded in the ground, I'm gonna be able to pound this down as deep as I can go till I hit rock, because it does kind of vary between 18 and 24 inches. It's not exactly the same. So I'm gonna pound all these posts down as far as I can until I hit rock. And then at that point, I'll measure 15 inches above ground, make a mark, and then grind off right there so that everything is level where I need it to be. And then we can just plop those posts in here and should be good. That's the main difference between this tunnel and the other one that we did. Otherwise they're exactly the same. I was excited to try out a new tool I got, a battery powered angle grinder. I was out here late last night, so I got through like 6 of the posts before the battery ran out. So I was sorely disappointed. There's a time and a place for a battery powered grinder, and out here is not the place. So I'm going back to my corded one with 400 feet of extension cord. It's gonna work a lot better. It's gonna have a lot more power. I'll be able to finish this job. Okay, you got it, buddy? Oh, good, strong. Okay. This is Cam here with a bit of a reality check regarding this project. When we purchased this back in February of 2024 through the NRCS, one of the stipulations of that contract was that we finish it by February 2025.
So they give us a whole year to finish it. As they were saying that to us and kind of reviewing things with us, I was like, of course we'll finish it before then. Like, give me a month and I'll have it done. We intended on finishing this much earlier in the year. That didn't work. So I set a goal to have it done by Thanksgiving. That date has passed, so now Christmas is our new deadline. I'm eating a slice of humble pie right now and having that hard reality check that I still have a full-time job that consumes most of my day. And then aside from that, nights, weekends, and sometimes early mornings to help run the homestead here with Becky.
Today we're putting together the main frame of the tunnel, and I have a lot of them to do. I can't go inside till I'm done, according to Mom, so wish me luck, I guess. Now I just have to take these self-tapping screws, you just put it in here, and then you just get on the larger piece. Done. All right, we're on our last one. Got 24 of them right there. And the last ones are sitting over here. Almost there.
Winter break has officially started. I'm done with work. Vacation time is here and the kids are done with school. So it's fun to have 4 of us out here. A couple of us are gonna finish the ribs while Dax, I think, does the wood on the other side. So we're just gonna get going because we have 4 days to finish. Sandwiched in between. That goes through. And then, oh, hey buddy, you want to help too? You can use the tape measure and go up 5, or use this handy dandy pipe that's 5 inches.
This holiday break, having myself home a bit more and the kids all home, we have been able to get exponentially more progress made on this tunnel in just the last few days. Seeing this amount of progress in such a short time has me really wishing that we could work at this pace all the time, but it's really frustrating right now because we can't. This tunnel project and other projects we have in the queue are much more catered to my skill set and interests than they are Becky's. They definitely facilitate what she likes to do, and so it's a good combination. But realizing that and seeing what's upcoming is really making me reevaluate what changes need to be made in order for us to get everything done that we want and accomplish our goals.
We're installing this center purlin outside of the garden. Like I'm on this side of the fence. We're installing it outside the garden so we don't make the same mistake we made last time. We put it together, we assembled it on the ground in the tunnel, and then we had to essentially pull it all the way out so we could get it up high. So give me 30 seconds and you'll see why we're doing it out here. Just put it up above those crossbars to keep it from drooping down like that and catching. Put that on so the nut is flush with the bolt. Then tighten this side. Okay, we're back out after lunch. It's going pretty fast. We actually have everybody out here doing something. Cruz is in the back doing some drilling. Dax is up here putting some side doors on. Noel's doing something. And our baby Riggs, he's our site supervisor, and he's doing what a site supervisor does. Distract everybody else from the actual job. So we're having a good time. It's December 23rd. We basically have most of the skeleton up. Dax is out here with me, and he's gonna do kind of some finishing touches and put this side rail that's gonna go right here for the curtain. While he's doing that, I'm gonna start getting the doors on, because the front doors that are gonna go here need to be on before we put the whole sheet over the top. It's forecasted to rain this afternoon, so we're gonna try to get as much done as we can. So that might push us actually to get it done after Christmas, but that's okay. Hopefully it's like, maybe we'll say Christmas week now, we get it done. And yeah, it's just fun. It's nice to be out here. So for big structures like this, the only way to really check if it's level, like if it's straight up and down instead of leaning, well, not the only way, but I'm just using a string line on the bottom and then a plumb line. If those two meet, then it's level. If not, then I need to adjust so they do meet. So this is like my plumb weight. If this lays and this meets the string at the bottom here, then we're level. And if not, then I need to make some adjustments. So let's see where we're at. It's about this wide, so I need to move the poles this way. Well, not the poles, like I need to move the lean so that it comes over that way. That's all. So I just need to slide this over to where it does meet up, and yep, about there. I'll tighten that. These need to slide in here. You want it like just barely above that string so it doesn't put any tension on the string. So while you're doing that one, I'll get this ripped. Yeah, now the middle. We just finished lunch, so we're back out here. I had to put some pork butt on the smoker so that we have something delicious to eat tonight. Cruz is doing this double C channel on this side. I think Dax is gonna do it over here, and I'm gonna work on these 4 corner like extra panels that go on this like first edge as like an additional windbreak, since that's like the only open seam when this thing's closed. So we're gonna get those up, and then the doors.
Can I cut it? That looks satisfying.
Kian and I are gonna start putting the doors on, right?
Yep.
Okay. This one goes in. Okay, stop. See, that's about where we need that one to go, but that one gives off. Is it raining?
They're just hiding in the other tunnel.
Okay, that's fine. It means all this stuff taking me.
Yep.
Say hi. It's the day after Christmas. We had a wonderful Christmas doing absolutely nothing, which was how everybody should have Christmas. Now, we're gonna try to finish these doors, the front one here behind me and then the back one, and then that'll allow us to lay the plastic over, and then we're like 95% done at that point. We just have a few finishing touches and, you know, tightening everything and making sure it's good. So we should be able to finish that today. Okay, sounds good.
I know there's another one.
Okay, you're gonna need help, right? Let it go straight, yep, good.
Is it level?
Level.
Okay.
Okay, we're a little off, but that's fine. It just means one of these is like maybe a little off. Yeah, so we can suck that one in like. Okay, cool. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, it's perfect. I mean it.
When you said, ah, I thought it wasn't gonna fit.
No, I'm like, oh, like endearing. Like, oh, it works. Yeah, it's good. I'm kind of still position it. It works.
It works.
straight through, as long as it's level. It's already good. Okay. That, and then from inside. I'll do that one. That one's better. I'm probably gonna go like this, actually. Right in the gut. Okay.
If you want to get like mad, just give someone some C-channel, wiggle wire, and a tarp as I finish this.
And that'll get them mad.
Very angry. It's the first time I've seen the sun in like 3 days.
You know, it's nice.
Do you want me to hang it against here? No. Okay. We just finished this end wall plastic. It always takes multiple adjustments, where we tend to always stretch it too tight at first on the outside, and then when you have to do around the doors, it makes it even tighter. So you kind of have to either cut here where, you know, where there's waste tarp around the door, or just undo what you did to loosen it and then restretch it, things like that. Further out, further out.
When it came time to stretch the long greenhouse plastic over our last high tunnel, we didn't really know what we were doing, and I figured, hey, how hard can it be to stretch 100 feet of greenhouse plastic on top of this high tunnel skeleton? Anyways, it proved to be a lot harder than we thought, and so we did eventually get it done, but not without a few train wrecks along the way. So this time we're using a little different method that we've seen some friends use pretty successfully. They would refer to it as the tennis ball method. We didn't have any tennis balls, so we used golf balls. Essentially what you do is you bunch up sections of plastic around the golf ball and then tie a rope around that so that when you pull the rope, it has something to grab onto. And so we just stationed family members each with a rope in their hands, and when you pull together, it actually came over quite smoothly. At least initially, it was smooth.
They just pulled over the entire plastic and then realized that it's inside out. There's one side that needs to be on the inside of the tunnel and one side that should be on the outside. And we have it the opposite way, so they gotta redo it.
So just as we got this tarp flipped over to the right side, it started raining and the tarp got really wet and heavy and sticky. So we decided to just temporarily pin it down so it wouldn't go anywhere. And we were going to come back out later when the weather was better.
So remember when we stopped doing the tunnel because it was raining and wet? So we said, let's let it dry and then we'll come back out here and like stretch it really tight and get it done. So that day we were going to finish it was today. And we didn't realize with sun comes a little bit of wind. And so the wind is kind of picked up a little more than we thought, and it's starting to rip this tarp to shreds. So I'm gonna try and repair it before we have to order a new one. Just to kind of show you, like this is the end wall. We did the wiggle wire from here all the way up around, and then we put sandbags along the ground. The sandbags were no match for the wind. It's starting to tear right here. It's got about, you see that, like a 6-inch tear, and this is just going to keep going if I don't do anything about it. So I'm going to basically secure this tarp all the way down and then figure out how to re-stretch to kind of avoid from this from tearing anymore. And that's already torn. So we're going to have to redo that too. Okay. Is what I have to try to control. So, wish me luck. just texted Becky. I don't think we can save this tarp.
Yesterday when Cam texted me, I was not sure if he was over exaggerating because I had just been outside probably an hour and a half before and everything looked good. And so I ran outside and I saw what was worse than what we even caught on camera. The whole backside of the tunnel was almost completely ripped off where the wiggle wire was. It was just being held on in a few places. I was so devastated because I knew that once you cut the ends like that, there is just not a lot of ways to come back from that. A couple hours later, I came outside and I was like, Cam, it's quiet outside and there's not much wind. And so we came back outside in a hurry because we had looked at the weather and it was supposed to just be windy. So I really wanted to see if we could salvage the plastic or not, because if we couldn't, then we needed to order some more plastics.
Okay, the wind forecast is not letting up for the next like 2 days, so we're just gonna we're gonna make one final attempt to try and save this greenhouse plastic when there's kind of a calmness in the wind. It seems like we have like 30 seconds to a minute to do that, so we're gonna give it one final shot.
So when we came out, our original plan was just to stretch the plastic a little bit more. We thought maybe with the heat we could just stretch it and get it on there, but it was not budging.
Yeah, this sucker is not budging. I don't know what to do. We might need to loosen down there like a foot. Noelle and Kian, can you guys go take all the sandbags off, please?
And both Cam and I were praying for a miracle because getting new plastic is a big expense, and then just the timeline of this project, we were really hoping to get it done before Cam went back to work and before the baby came. When the stretching didn't work, Cam was able to get some inspiration.
We were in a mad dash for the last 20 minutes trying to beat the wind and tighten this. I think we were successful. We basically had to work as a team to loosen this front end that we didn't cut, so we had a bunch of extra plastic that was hanging over. So we loosened that so we could hurry and run down to the far side, stretch that and pull it tight, secure that, and then come back up to the front to kind of realign and make sure, basically get all the wrinkles out. So we successfully did that. Now, since we did that, we have a few tears that are exposed. They're kind of in the middle of the ribs, and so we're gonna use this handy dandy repair tape and fix that right now. Fix those holes.
So it definitely was a miracle, and the other miracle was that we were able to do it that day in a stretch of time when it was supposed to be really windy, but for just that little stretch of time, there was no wind at all. So we were able to do this, and then the wind picked up that night.
And that's how you repair plastic. I'm gonna do so good on this, you're gonna want me to redo the other one.
I don't think you're gonna be able to redo the other one at this point.
No, probably not.
You want Cruz to put the thing behind it again?
I'm trying to avoid the wrinkles, and this works. There's gonna be a little crease up at the top there.
Okay, there's one side. This is what the other side looks like. It actually looks okay. So
yeah, the first side we did actually looks better. So the directions say put it on the bottom channel first to do both sides at the same time.
I already started.
Noelle, step on that plastic down there so it doesn't blow. Cam came out here and hurried and did all of the ropes in the dark to keep the sides down so that we wouldn't have any more damage, and we've got to wrap this up today.
There's one more rip down here that I need to repair. I got my nice brother-in-law Mike here to help me today. You want to just kind of hold that somewhat together.
January 1st, the tunnel is officially done, which feels so good to have that finished because Cam's going back to work soon. I haven't had the baby yet, so we were able to fit it within the timeline that we needed, even though we had some setbacks for sure.
We had some friends come in and help at the last little bit, so it just took a little bit of everything to make it work.